Something shocking is happening behind the scenes of Hudson and Rex, and it centers on the man fans never expected to see leave John Reardon. For years, he has been the heart of the show as Detective Charlie Hudson. But now, whispers are turning into loud claims that he has been fired from Season 9, and the truth behind these rumors is far more intense than anyone imagined. John Reardon has always been more than just another actor on a TV series. To fans of Hudson and Rex, he is the soul of the show. His bond with Rex, his calm but sharp detective work, and his emotional depth have shaped the series into what it is today. That's why the sudden wave of rumors claiming he has been fired from Season 9 hit the internet like a storm. Fans began sharing posts, digging for clues, and asking the same question again and again. Why would the show let go of its lead? These rumors didn't start small, they exploded overnight. Social media pages began filling with comments from viewers who noticed something strange. John Reardon was suddenly missing from promotional hints, interviews, and early Season 9 discussions. The silence from both the actor and the production team only added fuel to the fire, making people wonder if something serious had happened behind closed doors. The idea of John being removed from the show feels unthinkable, almost unreal. For many, he and Rex are the heart of every episode. Losing him would change everything: the tone, the chemistry, the story itself. So when the rumor spread that he had been fired, fans reacted with shock, anger, and confusion. Some even began speculating about backstage conflicts, contract failures, or dramatic falling out with the producers. And yet, with all the noise, one thing became clear: something wasn't right. Whether it was a misunderstanding, a real problem, or a detail the studio didn't want to reveal, the situation demanded answers. What could push the show to remove the face of its franchise? What truth is hiding behind the rumors? And most importantly, how will this shocking twist affect Season 9? This is where the mystery begins. The spark that lit this entire fire started in the most unexpected place. A single fan screenshot from a production calendar that didn't list John Reardon's name for early Season 9 shoots. Within hours, that image spread across forums, fan pages, and Reddit threads. People began connecting dots that may or may not have been there, but once the internet grabs something, it grows fast. Suddenly, everyone was asking the same thing. Why isn't John showing up in anything related to the new season? What followed next was a wave of speculation that felt like watching a storm form right above the show. Some fans believed the issue was a contract dispute, saying John and the studio couldn't agree on new terms. Others insisted there was tension on set, pointing to vague comments from minor cast interviews that mentioned changes coming and unexpected adjustments. These simple lines were blown out of proportion and turned into so-called evidence that John was no longer welcome on the show. Entertainment blogs added even more pressure when they began publishing articles suggesting deeper problems. A few hinted at creative disagreements between John and the showrunners. Rumors claimed he wanted the storyline to evolve in one direction, while the producers wanted something completely different for Season 9. Another rumor said he needed a break after years of non-stop filming, which some twisted into he was pushed out. Then came the theories that felt more dramatic than the series itself. Some fans were convinced John had secretly signed on to another major project and the studio reacted poorly. Others claimed a behind-the-scenes clash with a producer caused a quiet fallout. None of these claims had solid proof, but the silence from the official team made every guess feel possible. And this silence is what kept the rumor storm alive. No denial, no confirmation. Just a long, uneasy pause that left fans filling in the blanks on their own. Every day the mystery grew bigger, and by now, the idea that John Reardon was fired no longer felt like a small rumor, it felt like a real possibility. And the truth behind all this chaos was about to come out. As the rumors reached their peak, the question everyone kept asking finally demanded a real answer. Was John Reardon actually fired from Hudson and Rex? When the truth began to surface, it didn't come from loud statements or breaking news headlines, it came quietly, through small details that were easy to miss unless you were paying close attention. And those details revealed something far less dramatic, but far more real than the internet storm suggested. The first clue came from an insider note shared by someone close to the production team. It hinted that there had been delays in finalizing contracts for several cast members, not just John. This meant the absence of his name in early schedules wasn't proof of firing, but simply part of the normal behind-the-scenes process that fans rarely get to see. But once the rumor had taken off, every delay felt like a secret sign. Another piece of truth appeared when an old interview of John resurfaced. In it, he mentioned how demanding the filming schedule had been over the years and how he hoped to find a bit of breathing room in the future. Fans had overlooked it at the time, but now it provided an important clue. Instead of being kicked out, John might simply have stepped back temporarily to focus on his personal life, rest, or explore other opportunities that didn't conflict with the show. But the clearest sign came from a small production update posted by a crew member. It explained that Season 9 was undergoing story restructuring, which often means shifting character focus, adjusting arcs, and sometimes rotating actor availability. In simple terms, the story needed time to settle. John wasn't removed, he was waiting for the script changes to finish. Yet, by the time this update appeared, the rumor had already grown too powerful, overshadowing the facts. There was no explosive argument, no dramatic firing, no giant fallout behind closed doors. The truth was quieter, simpler, and far less sensational. John's future on the show depended on story timing, contract scheduling, and personal pacing, things the audience almost never sees but that deeply shape any long-running series. The idea of him being fired was built on silence, fear, and incomplete information. But now that the real picture was clearer, a new question rose in its place. What does this mean for the upcoming season? And that answer would be just as surprising. With the truth finally breaking through the noise, fans turned their attention to the next big question. What does all this mean for Season 9? The future of the show suddenly felt uncertain, and many feared the series wouldn't survive without John Reardon's steady presence. But the real situation is more layered and more hopeful than the rumors suggested. Behind the scenes, the writers were already reshaping Season 9 long before the firing gossip exploded. Their goal wasn't to replace John or write him out permanently, but to expand the world of Hudson and Rex by introducing new challenges, new mysteries, and a new rhythm for the main characters. Early hints from the crew suggested that the storyline might temporarily shift focus to Rex and other supporting characters, giving the detective unit fresh dynamics while John waited for his finalized schedule. This doesn't mean he's gone, it simply means the story is adjusting to fit real-life timing. There were also whispers of a bold narrative arc being planned, one that could give John's character a dramatic re-entry after a short absence. Imagine Charlie Hudson returning in a high-stakes moment, an undercover assignment, a personal mission gone wrong, or a case that pulls him back just when the team needs him most. This kind of comeback would not only boost fan excitement, but also give the show a chance to evolve without losing its heart. Production insiders hinted that the studio values John Reardon's role far too much to simply cut him out. The chemistry between Hudson and Rex is a major pillar of the series, and the team understands that removing him would change everything. Instead, they seem to be using this moment to refresh the narrative, experiment with new plot lines, and create space for a powerful return that feels earned rather than rushed. Viewers should expect Season 9 to carry a different tone, one filled with suspense, new characters, and unexpected twists. But this shift isn't a goodbye. If anything, it sets up the possibility for one of the most emotional and dramatic arcs the show has seen in years. And while fans continue to debate and speculate, one thing is becoming clearer: the story of John Reardon's place in Hudson and Rex is not ending. It's changing, growing, and preparing for a moment that might surprise everyone. The question now isn't, is he fired? But rather, when will he return and what will his comeback look like?